going to kick this one off with the time that Dejounte Murray put together a historic triple-double for the San Antonio Spurs. Take a look at some of the highlights before we dive into the final stat line he put together.
And Dejounte, look at that crossover there. It just completely freezes Young, rivets him to the floor.
Had a touch on it. Primo. And Murray with the dunk and a foul. 98. Murray tacks on 2 more and gives him another 30-point game.
Murray went out here and just dominated all around. He dropped 32 strong points along with 10 rebounds and finally rounded out with 15 dimes. This was the first time a Spurs player has ever recorded more than 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 15 assists in one game in franchise history. This kid is something special. Now this next one was just straight up wrong. Murray chose violence on this particular play against his opponent. Watch this. Murray had no need to do this, but the guy just slammed my boy's head with the basketball multiple times before driving past him towards the rim to score the bucket. That's just cold. Then again, Dejounte Murray has proven to never back away from a good fight, am I right? Just watch as he challenges James Harden one-on-one after they get into it after a steal and score from Murray.
Harden, he didn't look too interested. But there's been a lot of contact on James.
Harden gave him a nice little shove, and Murray responded with one of his own before pointing right into his eyes and staring him down to let him know he was about that action. I mean, hey, the guy's got confidence and the skill to back it up though, but sometimes he started to talk a little bit too much. It happened recently too with newly drafted rookie Paolo Banchero. Murray went straight at Banchero multiple times here, even going so far as to call him a little boy and soft. Check this out.
He a little boy.
I just said he's too young.
He's too soft. He's too soft.
Let's be honest, that was a pretty nasty pump fake and follow through from Dejounte on Paolo, but dang, Murray, he's just a rookie. You ain't gotta do the poor guy like that. Murray got traded to the Atlanta Hawks and just doesn't know how to act. Let's get away from some of those recent disrespectful moments though and dive into another excellent all-around performance, this time against the Washington Wizards. Another time when he just did it all for the Spurs on their way to a double overtime win.
Great profile on him this week in the New York Times as Dejounte Murray gets the inside pass. Murray, as the Spurs try to grab the lead, and they do. Dejounte.
He's saying anything.
Murray with a minute to play. Nice behind the back for Dejounte Murray.
Murray ended the night with a great triple-double and had to put up these stats in 2 extra quarters of action to lug his team to the finish line. With the amount of time he was on the court, it's pretty impressive he was able to keep his hot plate going that entire night. But if you thought that was a crazy performance, just wait until you see this next one against the Houston Rockets. Check out some of the highlights.
Chance to throw it down.
Murray and 1 for DJ. It's difference, game clock, shot clock. Murray in the paint got bumped. Not a problem. 22 for Murray. Şengün just headed to the locker room for the Rockets as Murray drives, scores, and an and 1.
Murray dropped a career-high 33 points against the Rockets, while also dishing out 11 assists and grabbing 7 boards just for good measure. Oh, but wait, there's more. Dejounte shot 61% from the field, and he tacked on 2 blocks and 2 steals just to wrap it all up with a bow. It's hard to describe a complete player without mentioning Murray at some point. Murray also comes up big time in clutch moments. Watch him absolutely sink the Boston Celtics right when they thought they might come away with the win.
Checking the rim.
Murray up over the top. Yes, Dejounte Murray.
Taking on the veteran Al Horford up by 1 point with 50 seconds left, Dejounte hit an excellent shot to go up and around Horford to score the bucket. That wasn't all though, as he got another shot with 15 seconds left to put it away for good. Murray hit a perfect spin over Dennis Schroeder, and the San Antonio Spurs crowd just erupted when that shot fell in.
Murray spins. Murray, the dagger over Schroeder.
Sometimes you just gotta show respect for other players. LeBron James went head-to-head with Dejounte down the stretch of this game, and it went like this.
Forcing
Murray was able to impress LeBron so much here that James actually walked over to him and dapped him up to let him know that he respected his defense on the possession. It's not every day that you see the king go out of his way to show some love and admiration for another young competitor like this, especially one who shuts him down in a game that Cleveland was losing by double digits. Now, speaking of double digits, let's show the time he dominated a Jamal Crawford Pro-Am game with both Trae Young and John Collins. The three NBA stars combined for a ridiculous 103 points throughout the course of that game. Here's some of the highlights from that night. I'm sitting here feeling really bad for that opposing team in this game. Watching three players break the triple-digit mark combined, that ride home must have been dead silent for them. Plus, we're going to get the opportunity to see this trio share the floor in an actual NBA game next season. That's definitely something to be excited about if you're a Hawks fan. And the triple-doubles, they just keep on stacking up for the young point guard. Here, Dejounte lit up the Brooklyn Nets this time around and just kept on pouring it on.
Jakob Poeltl. And now Murray with 7 on the shot clock. Looking, Murray, long arm, and able to come up with that one. And then he finds underneath.
At the end of the night, Murray stuffed the stat sheet with 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists to top it off. Plus, we haven't even mentioned the elite defense he was putting up throughout the night, along with the rest of those stats. Dejounte really is just a great player, but he's also a great person too. Murray watched fans heckle and make fun of Russell Westbrook on the Los Angeles Lakers throughout an entire game. And instead of just ignoring him and leaving everything be, look what he did here. That's just class right there. Dejounte taking time out of his night to head over and offer some words to Westbrook after a night where he literally only heard negatives from his own team's fan base. Seriously though, the hate that Russ gets is just completely unnecessary at this point. I'm glad we got some players looking out for him. Now, this is one of the craziest final second shots you're ever going to see, guys. Down by 2 points against the Brooklyn Nets with the clock quickly going down, Murray came up big time. Watch this.
Being missed! Oh my goodness! I don't believe he shot it. And the other way, Murray, no call. He fires, scores!
The dude literally lost the ball, fell onto the ground, then picked it back up through traffic and somehow got a mid-range jumper off before the clock expired to send the game into overtime. You just can't make this stuff up. Brooklyn must have been kicking themselves for allowing a dude to hit the floor and get up and still make the tying shot. It was kind of like he was just trying to make it more interesting. Even in the NBA All-Star game, Murray did his best to show the world that he deserved to be there. Some kind of doubted his appearance in that game because they felt as though other players were more deserving, but he proved them wrong pretty quickly. He attacked on every chance he got to score 17 points, grab 5 rebounds, and dish out 5 assists in a game that usually doesn't see any single player stuff the stat sheet like that because there's so much talent on the court. Now, if you thought that that was a crazy performance, just watch some of the highlights out of this game against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Ready to erupt. Murray. Oh, mama! DJ!
Murray blew up in 38 minutes of game time against Memphis, just ripping them to shreds. Dejounte dropped 33 points that night, and he also had 13 rebounds. What was more impressive about this was that he sank 6 3-pointers against them. Sadly, they didn't pull out the win, but that does not discount his performance at all. And this next game isn't discounted either. Murray took on the Charlotte Hornets here, and he just let them have it. Take a look. Charlotte was not prepared to defend Murray that night. He dropped 25 points, had 10 assists, and 9 rebounds on the road. It's honestly unfortunate he wasn't able to pick up that last rebound to cap off such a wonderful night with a triple-double. Alright, we might as well keep this performance train going as we head into this contest with the Portland Trailblazers. What better way to end this video than with another one of these? Dejounte did what we can all expect from him in the future, stuff the stat sheet once again. This time he racked up 28 points along with 6 boards and 7 dimes. Not only that, but he scored 3 triples in the game. All of them came back to back to back at the end of the first quarter. Talk about making an instant mark on the game and using that momentum to keep pushing the attack.